Hello, I'm here today to tell you how to score big as a big in 2K21. These stats I'm showing here are from my sophomore season on Superstar/Hall of Fame difficulty, where I was able to average 93 points a game starting as an 85 overall player and eventually becoming a 99 overall. Now, I actually hadn't made this character with any intention to be able to score with the strategy I ended up developing. I was originally thinking of making a 3-and-D type of center with a lot of good shooting and playmaking. However, I ended up developing a driving strategy instead, and I'm going to show you today how you can do that. So we're just going to start with a new MyPlayer build, making them a center. Now, when we're looking at the skill breakdown, the big thing we want is finishing and shooting. The finishing is how we're actually going to score, and the shooting is going to be that threat to have our defenders stick to us on the perimeter so that they don't just camp the paint. Now, when we're looking at the physicals, we want our character to be as mobile as possible, so we're going to prioritize agility over strength, and then we want a good vertical leap for dunking ability. Now, when we're setting our potentials, we're going to want our shooting, our dunking, our layups in that high. We don't care at all about the post skills. We also don't care about our mid-range shot. As well, we don't need ball handling either. And then with defense, we want to have as good of defense as we possibly can. So we're going to max out all of our potentials there. However, actually I had to sacrifice a little bit from steals in order to get our defensive rebounding as high as it could go. Now for height, losing that inch to 6'11" really helps our driving abilities as well as our ball handling and our perimeter defense, while not really losing much in the way of other skills. So we're going to want to lose that inch. As for weight, again, we're going to want to become a little bit lighter. We're going for more of a Giannis Antetokounmpo build, where he's that little bit lighter than 240, and that's really going to help with our speed on the court. And again, we're not going to lose too much, just a little bit of interior defense. However, this 235 pounds gets our shooting and dunking up, while only losing a tiny bit on interior defense. So we're going to stick with that. Looking at our wingspan, increasing that will increase our dunk a little bit, but if we increase it further, we start to lose a lot on our shooting skills. So we're going to stick with that wingspan. And then finally, we're going to go over all the way to slasher. We're going to skip the others, and we're going right for the rim in our playstyle. So let's move on to starting a test build. Alright, so we're going to just test as a 99 overall just to show you guys what that looks like. And then when we're considering our badges, the ones we really want are consistent finisher, contact finisher, and then I was a little indecisive, as those are the main two. Acrobat's also quite useful as it helps you get around defenders when they do manage to W and get around. And then I figured, yeah, relentless finisher, we're going to be at the rim a lot, and we're going to want to not get too tired. And then we're going to get on the fast break a bit, so going for that. When it comes to hooks, punishing, anything post-fading, or worrying about taller defenders, we're not worried about that at all. With our driving ability, we're not running into defense. As for our shooting, flexible release is the best one for us. It's going to help, and then steady shooter. And tireless shooter is fun. Or actually, I forgot about slippery off ball there. Alright, playmaking, we only get the one. We go for quick first step. And then finally on defense, you can do a bunch in this. A little bit on chase down artist is always good. Rebound chasing's great. Pogo stick is great. We're going to go for rim protector as well since we have the space. And then some post move locking down. Alright, so let's jump into the game. I chose to play for my local Raptors, playing against the Lakers. Alright, so we win the tip. Our biggest thing, what we immediately want to do, is drive over to the side and try and lose our defender on the opposing player. Now, in this case, I probably shouldn't have shot as I was immediately doubled in the paint, but hey, the shot went in, so we're good to go. Now, I'm going to speed up good chunks of the game, since it does take quite a while. I don't want you to have to sit here for the full 24-minute game. And we just committed a goaltend. However, the ball was going in, so who cares? Now, when we're in this inbounds, I prefer to come out to half court and actually enter the offense with my guard. And then we can immediately open that driving lane. We lose our defender right away since he wants to be out on the perimeter because of our shooting ability. And we just get a nice, clean layup there. Now on defense here, we hopefully get the stop. We do. So we're out in transition. OG makes a nice miss. Oh yeah, he's terrible. On this difficulty, your teammates are going to miss a lot. pretty much all their shots. Now, we're out on transition again. In this case, he actually does make it. There we go. Gets the highlight. Good job, OG. So we haven't been able to score too much, but again, this build is more built for half-court offense. It's okay in transition, but being a center, you're going to be slower. Your teammates are going to get there first, and you're going to be heading in more as the cleanup crew in transition, or for when the player who gets in there first, your guard or forward that's ahead of you, gets bogged down by defenders. All right, so we're coming in on half-court. Again, we're coming in with the guard. We're going to wrap around and lose our defender on his teammate, and that just really opens the driving lane. We can immediately go in for a dunk. And you can do this every single play of the game. The opposing AI will pretty much never adapt. Now, the reason we're curling around and we're coming in from the corner there is because that helps prevent the help defense from getting over to you in time to stop you. If you do a straight line drive, your help defender will spot you, and they'll come in and double you in the paint, making it much more difficult for you to score. Now, in this case, we ended up with a weaker defender on us in transition, so we're going to pass out because we have no ball handling, bully him in the paint a bit, and then get that nice clean layup since he doesn't have the height to stop us from making that. All right, back in on defense. We're speeding this up for you. We managed to box out, and let's just head into this half-court offense again. And once again, you can see we just curl in, we get an open driving lane. The help defense does not have time to come over to us because we're curling in from the corner and doing that baseline drive as opposed to trying to do a straight line drive, and we're good to go. Now, you can indeed do a straight line drive and make that work. However, if your teammate is camping the paint there like OG was on the previous play, or your teammates pretty much will always be camping beside the paint ready to post up, you're not going to want to go in that. Now, in this case, there's an example of transition defense where we actually got in as the cleanup crew. Pascal got bogged down by Gasol. We're able to just grab that pass from him and go up with Gasol in bad defending position against us. And again, so there, you're not going to make too many transition buckets unless you get lucky or you happen to be out on the perimeter when the transition starts. But again, at this point, I'm pretty much going to speed up most of the game. However, here you can see I got a straight line drive and was able to push Gasol out of defensive position by just sort of snaking around a little bit there. It really confuses the AI. They think you're going to run a play, and instead you're just doing weird drives and catching people on non-declared screens. Now, here's an example of a failed drive. The defender got onto me. So what you do is you pull back to the perimeter and then re-drive. Because of your shooting skill, your defender will follow you back onto the perimeter. And you do what I call the U-turn drive, where you just hit the three-point line, turn around immediately, and drive back in the paint. Now, against slower defenders, you won't have to do that as often. They're usually going to be stuck on your back on your initial drive. But against faster defenders, you're going to need to do that U-turn quite a lot. See here, we just get Marc Gasol on our back very easily, and clean dunk. So we're already at 18 points in the first 5.5 minutes of the game. And now the Lakers, of course, are going to try to run out the clock. We'll just wait for that, speed it up a bit. And oh, look, Harrell's trying to make a break for it, and we're just going to deny that basket from him. And of course, we get the last shot of the game, or the quarter, and OG makes that buzzer beater. So that's basically the strategy. You're going to use that for the rest of the game. Now, as you can see on the test build, we're stuck with the 6-minute quarters, and we do have to spend some time on the bench. However, this does extend to a full 48-minute game, no matter how you're playing. And you can use that strategy the whole time. It doesn't really matter about fatigue. You just get yourself open on clean drives, and you will find scoring will come to you in absolute bunches. Now, if that's all you're interested in, then thank you for watching the video, and that's all you really need to see. However, I'm going to show the rest of the footage and maybe give a few more pointers for the rest of the video. just repositioning there to avoid the defensive 3-second violation. They will get you on that with even a pixel of your foot inside the paint. And there we have the first half. We're up by a massive amount. And we have scored quite a lot so far. 28 points in the first 12-minute half of the game. Now, with this strategy, I've actually managed 45-point quarters before. Get fairly easy to do, so long as you're the one who gets the first drive on every play and your teammates aren't trying to shoot. Yeah, that's where Rebound Chaser comes in. Now, that was our first missed shot of the night. I was a bit dumb trying to shoot into a defender, and they did manage to stop me there. Typically, when you're getting doubled, you will want to try to pass the ball out and not go up for the shot. But in the heat of the moment, sometimes you make mistakes, and that's fine. That little flash there, turns out PlayStation will only record 15 minutes in the video capture mode, so I just had to get the recording going again a few seconds after. But you've missed absolutely nothing. So this on example of transition offense, we can just go right up. Now in that case, we're actually trying to draw the foul. We've got that the big man out of place, and we can go up with our opposite hand and instantly get that foul and finally go up for free throws. Now this can be a good strategy if you've got faster defenders and you're having trouble driving and getting around them, is to start to try to draw free throws instead. It can really throw your opponents off, and you can usually get those defenders into foul trouble and get them on the bench, letting you deal with the slower defenders. And same thing here, we've got that big man out of place. We just go up on his and shoot from the opposite side so he can't block the shot, and he's going to get the foul trying. Do a little better on the free throws this time, and that's why you want that shooting ability. You want to make sure that your opponents can't just slash you and leave you at 50% on the line. Just got stuck on OG there. Sometimes it does happen. You get stuck on a teammate and can't get out to defend. Now in this case, Pascal just ruined that possession. We're going to throw it back out to Van Vliet and then re-drive. Instead of trying to make a different play, we're going to let Pascal get out of the paint himself, which he will once you hit the perimeter. And then we can drive back in once the paint's clear. We don't want to bother with post moves or wasting time. And always fail in that second chance on defense. And only our second missed shot of the game. We got bad position there. I thought I had beaten Gasol to the punch. However, he was able to recover and get a decent coverage on us and make us miss that shot. All right, and that was our last rest of the game. When you're a 99 overall player, they will play you a lot. So on this inbounds, we actually come up towards the half court to bring our defender out, and then we immediately drive in on the completely empty court. Inbounds plays are great for this. Coming out of timeouts, coming out of fouls, they're fantastic. Absolute defensive breakdown by me there, I will admit that. But yeah, coming back up. This is an example of an absolutely failed offensive possession. Yuta Watanabe got in our way there, so we weren't able to drive the paint. And then once we were actually open, Stanley decided to try and drive into us instead. However, fortunately for us, he was fouled and able to get the shots. And I was way too slow reacting to Schroeder there. And so that was me trying a straight line drive. Did not get open, did not get the pass, and decided to pass out Stanley there, who unfortunately missed the three, but we got the put back. That basically is the main way you're going to get assists on this difficulty. is throwing out to completely open teammates, because on higher difficulties, they are going to miss any contested shots. All right, we got a nice drive there on Caruso, a bit of a weaker defender for us to deal with, and able to get a nice basket. And denying Gasol at the rim there, sadly did not count as a block, but it was a block. All right, so another inbounds play. These ones are great when you're the one inbounding. We can lose Gasol on a semi-screen there, run straight, drive straight past, and boom, dunk away. Again, as I said, this strategy you can keep using over and over again on MyCareer mode because the AI will not adapt. Now, it's probably not going to work if you're playing against other actual people, because they'll realize you're not ever going to actually shoot the three. You're just going to drive the paint. They'll camp the paint and stop you there. However, on MyCareer, they think you'll shoot the three no matter how often you don't. So you can just keep on driving into nice, clean, open paint every time. And yep, that was a bit of a defensive clusterfuck, so whatever. Now, they picked off the pass there, but we were able to get the ball back. Again, in transition, Utah didn't really have good position to drive, so we take it, get the foul, get the free throws. Coming back, good clean drive again. So we're heading into their final possession. Now I generally have a rule. If they try to shoot during this, I will shoot if we have time after. So because they did, I'm running in. We're going to take that asshole shot. And we're going to finish the game with that. So there you have it. So fresh MyCareer as game test as a big. And we've got 59 points and 8 rebounds and only 19 minutes on the court. Now, this really does scale. I've had many 100-plus point games. You can get up to, my record is 128 points. So this strategy is one I highly recommend you use if you want to be a fast-scoring big in the MyCareer mode of NBA 2K. I hope you enjoyed that video and possibly learned something. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.